Why is it that you have to spam tomatoes? Why? Why do we have to spam tomatoes? Tomates, chicos. Tomates. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? And welcome back yet again to another live match review. I'm going to be changing the name of this because I actually want to use the name unscripted of this series for, well, something else. So I need names for a live match review. So I'm thinking maybe Aftermath, the Aftermath, something like that. Who knows? But yes, indeed. Just for today, it's still gonna be unscripted until I come up with that new name. But yep, welcome, guys, and we are back with another victory, 2-1 against Villarreal, with 2 goals from the beautiful man Antoine Griezmann. Let me tell you something. Antoine Griezmann is such an underrated player, because I come every single week here and I see people hating on him. I see people wanting him change. I also said that maybe he needs to be sold. And yeah, he still may need to be sold. Like, we don't know. But like, in reality, he's been doing wonders this season, or he's been doing wonders from 2021 onwards. He has already 18 goals and 11 assists this season, which contributes to 29 goals, which is absolutely insane if you ask me. I want to check Neymar's stats maybe sometime during this live stream so we can compare Neymar to Antoine Griezmann. Maybe I should do that on a video just so that we actually see how good or crucial or important Griezmann has been for this second kind of half of the season for Barcelona in La Liga, because he's actually been quite good. And yeah, I really like this. Very clutch player indeed. Very clutch player. And above all, I like how the chat today is green. Looks nice. I love how it changed colors every single time. But anyhow, how are you? Huge victory, says a lot of you. Huge victory. Indeed, huge victory. Some people say postpartum. That's a play of words. That's a really good play of words. Sounds cool, but I think that would be kind of crazy. The Aftermath sounds cool. Bren Garcia says, if we had Dembele up top because of the space Villarreal was leaving behind, we should have added Puig to be better offensively. I want to talk about that because in the second half, Koeman's substitution once again made us worse. Made us look bad. Made us look horrible, to be honest. So indeed, I wanna change that. Yes, I'm watching the Carabao Cup final here on my second screen, which is actually just my tablet here. Well, right now it's on commercials, but I'm watching that over here in the second screen. So that should be something that we take a look at. People are saying that Antoine Griezmann was the man of the match of La Liga. Indeed, he was the man of the match of La Liga. He was just superb into this game. We have to be completely honest and say this, that Antoine Griezmann has been putting up with good performances in this formation, with him and Messi up top. They work together, good combinations, good link-up play, and they find each other. And Griezmann is occupying, and now is understanding better how to utilize the short spaces that comes with playing for Barcelona, because playing for Barcelona is always hard. People think it's super easy because you have the best player next to you, but it's actually hard to understand Messi. I remember an interview, I think it was Dest who commented on that at the start of the season, saying that it's actually harder because Messi tends to do things that you don't understand, or things that are complicated, and you kind of have to match his tempo, his rhythm. So actually playing with Messi does make you better, but you have to put from your own half, from your own part, you have to play better as well to match that output. And on top of that, you also have to play in a system or in a team that will see most of the time just players sitting behind. And against Villarreal, primarily, that isn't really the case, because Villarreal is a team that is going to attack. Villarreal is a team that is going to exploit your space, as we saw in the second half. Barcelona were holding on, and even with 10 men, Villarreal were constantly pressuring Barcelona, and they looked like they were going to come in for the second goal. I mean, if there was 11 men on the field, probably Villarreal would have equalized, because my prediction was a 2-2. I didn't say that anywhere, but well, what I was thinking was a 2-2. I gave it a draw in the latest video that I did about the title race. So I was anticipating a draw here in the Estadio de la Cerámica, but it's good that at least that red card helped us out. So like I was saying, Antoine Griezmann is doing better in those short spaces. He's doing better in accommodating himself and how to associate himself with Messi, drop in deep to get further passes from Frankie de Jong. And most of the time now, there's a trio there of Antoine Griezmann, Messi, and Frankie de Jong in behind them, and they play very just nice football together. There's like this triangle of perfect passes all around, and most of the time you'll see how in some occasions it's gonna be De Jong acting as the false nine. He's gonna be the Antoine Griezmann in a play, and then Antoine Griezmann is gonna drop in deep to act defensively, and then Messi just stays normally in that role. So it's most of the time just the Dutchman and the Frenchman switching roles, but it does give you a very good game overall. It does give you what I would call fluid football, and that is precisely what Koeman must be praised for, because most of the time we're gonna be thinking that it could be better in behind Messi and Antoine Griezmann, but if we're actually looking at how the things are going on, it's actually De Jong. De Jong is actually kind of like the number 10. De Jong is the player that is pushing forward, is dropping in deep. De Jong today played about like 3 different positions in the midfield. He started with the number 10. He continued further forward as the midfielder, and then he went to just act as the number 5, wherein Busquets was kind of switched out and Moriba came in. Some people want for me to talk about Alex Moriba. We're going to talk about him later. But yeah, like I said, I think De Jong was incredible today. I think De Jong really is showing to be the player that we all want to see. And the thing is that most importantly, you take a look at other midfielders that are progressing, are becoming better, are becoming staples of the midfield, or what you're going to be calling the best world-class midfielders in the world. You have Bruno Fernandes, you have Kevin De Bruyne, and players like De Jong, for instance, Marcelo Brozovic, they're never going to be accounted for because most of the spotlight is always going to be in the Premier League. And that is such a horrendous thing, if we're being honest, because De Jong deserves to be up there in that conversation. We all know Kante is good. We all know Foden is going to be good. We all know that these players are going to be top quality, but you have to look outside of England as well, and De Jong is putting in great performances. Kimmich is probably the best world's midfielder in my opinion right now. You have also Goretzka that has been absolutely incredible. Jude Bellingham is doing good things and in Dortmund. And like I said here, defending my man, Frankie de Jong, he's looking incredible because he's just a player that is able to understand the game perfectly. And with a player that is able to understand the game at that such high level, you don't really need to cement him into one position. And that is something wrong that I think Valverde did in the first season, because he was trying to find the position for de Jong, when instead you have to exploit de Jong and you have to make the team play around him, play around Frankie. And that is what Koeman is doing. And huge praises for Koeman there, because Koeman has actually understand de Jong, and initially he wanted to play him as a double pivot, but then it actually transitioned to new things. We saw de Jong playing as a number 5, and now we see de Jong playing even as a false 9, even as a number 10. De Jong is all over the field, and you have to give praise here to Koeman as well, because he's been able to unlock what a wonderful player Frankie de Jong can be, and especially for this team. De Jong is incredible, absolutely incredible. Varela as well, like 8744 saying here. Varela has also been playing really good in Inter today as well in the game against Hellas Verona. He played really well as well. I woke up and I saw that game. But anyhow, returning back to what we were talking today, another midfielder that we have to talk about. Well, actually before that, the misses. The misses were bad. The very first miss in the first half that saw, I think it was a ball from Lionel Messi that found Frankie de Jong, if I'm not wrong. And then Frankie de Jong was kind of almost one-on-one with Asenjo, and Asenjo did an incredible save. We have to give praise that to Asenjo. Every single goalkeeper just becomes like top-notch, prime, Neuer, Buffon, just mixed together in one. They look pretty amazing every time they play Barcelona, and de Jong here was unlucky. His finishing wasn't the best as well, because he could have kind of aimed it for the lower corner of the goal. He could have go like this in this corner. That was unfortunate, and especially the second one in the second half, where we have Dembele kind of blasting through the left flank and then just pass it in front of Mario Gaspar, and then we see de Jong beating Estupiñán in pace. That is where de Jong should have finished it as well. It was a difficult angle because he was getting pressured by Estupiñán, but de Jong, well, yeah, he should have scored that. And honestly, that goal would have been enough for Barcelona to get enough of a margin to just control the game from then onwards and not have to be as stressed for the 3 points. But moving on to Pedri, what happened to your headphones? Here and here, they broke. And I don't have money to buy new headphones, so I need to stick them with scotch. Tarek Yunis with the donation. Once again, Tarek Yunis, how are you doing, man? You say, hey Buga, how have you been? I have been pretty well. How have you been? Hopefully staying safe. I'm happy with today's result. However, I'm kind of disappointed in the way we played in the second half. I understand Koeman is trying to be more pragmatic for the next 6 games, but we shouldn't do that. Yeah, actually, I think that's a good question for all of us here on the chat right now, and also for you, Tarek Yunis, if you can respond to this, maybe. I think that Koeman trying to substitute in Roberto for Dest, and some people are hearing that Roberto wasn't good at all and whatnot. I think that Koeman is trying to get back Roberto because he believes that Roberto has more experience, he's more of a capable player, and he may help us for the final stretch of the La Liga title, the last 3 games that we have. But in all due respect to Koeman here, Dest can be a far better player than Roberto. And Roberto, I like him more in the midfield than I actually do in the fullback position. He, for some reason, is not being as sharp as he was in previous years. The first season that he actually played as a right back, he did pretty well. Like, he was a proper competent right back. But yeah, he didn't really contribute this game much. The last one as well, he wasn't doing much either. Dest wasn't also as clinical or wasn't as motivated to go on one-on-ones and dribble past different opponents in this game. I think Dest could have utilized his skill set a bit more. But today, I don't know what it was, but Dest just made a lot of passes, kind of backwards passes, where he could have kind of just take on the player. He, in some cases, did, and when he actually won, it was superb. But yeah. What else? What else do we have, guys? In the meantime, can you like this video as well? Share it with your friends. Drop us a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. But yeah, Bashen saying, Buga, I don't know if you're aware of this, but your camera is still lagging. Yeah, I can see that it's lagging a bit. Like when I close my hands here, there's a bit of lag between my actual movement. I think it may be the cable, because I had to change the cable because it was kind of like a short circuit thing happening with my camera. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to maybe see if I can use a different cable, see if that works. I'll try that for the next one, but let me see how bad is it. Is it lagging like internet or the camera is lagging? That is one question that I want to see. Is the internet, from what I see here, from what I see in this thing, it may be the internet. Yeah, it's kind of like the internet. Okay, so I'm going to look into the cable. I'm going to look into the internet. Hopefully get a different cable, but okay. 6 more finals left. Indeed, 6 more finals left. Karem77 says, Buga, did you see Messi's reaction to Dest's shot right before the halftime? I think that might have been a catalyst to his substitution. But what a horrendous substitution, man. Roberto didn't do much. I didn't see the reaction that you mean. No, I didn't see that reaction. Was it a bad reaction? Was it a kind of like, Des, what the hell, man? Like that? Or I did not see that. Your thoughts on Mariba? My thoughts on Mariba and Pedro are going to be coming soon. Do not worry. Mingueza as well was solid. Pretty good. If Atletico lose today, you should give me your channel. JK, love you, man. What? But do you think Koeman needs to rotate the squad in the coming La Liga games? I think that we could rotate a bit against Granada. Granada is the one where I think we could rotate a bit. I really think we could rotate there. Say more about Pedri. I love the way Villarreal plays, loving their games. Barca B score now, lead to 1. Araujo looked great for those 70 minutes. Barca woman team 1-1 against PSG. Yes, indeed. Barcelona with a very good away result against PSG in Paris. So Barcelona the feminine team is looking pretty well for pretty well positioned for the final of the UCL. From what I know about technology, it's your camera, because it was internet, your voice should have been lagging too. That's a good point, Bashan. That's a good point. So I'm going to look into the camera as well. I had some problems with the camera before, but I'm going to look at it. Thank you for letting me know. That's a good idea. Tarek Yunis with another massive $40 donation. Thank you. Here's some money towards your new headphones. Oh, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. To answer your question, yes, I think that was a way higher ceiling than Roberto, but I think we have to take it easy on Roberto because he was injured most of the season. That's a good point, because Roberto was injured for most time of the season, if we remember, and it's unfortunate that we're not maybe even going to see Coutinho for the rest of it, or Ansu Fati. I think their seasons are over by now. But indeed, Roberto is a very difficult situation, because we know that he's a player that, of course, is going to collaborate a lot with the team overall. Is going to be helping us when it comes to rotations, when it comes to being a stopgap and just taking up different positions. That, of course, something that is going to help Roberto a lot, help Barcelona a lot by having Roberto, which is just a versatile player all around. He's such a good squad player. But I think that's kind of where he is. I think he's a very good squad player, and we kind of have to leave it there. I think that as a right back or right wing back is concerned in this formation, Dest is just a more complete player. And I think that he may give us a lot more in the long term. So that is where I think we should continue. Yeah. So what else? What else do you have going on? Coutinho, I don't believe we will see him again in a Barca shirt. That could be the case. Emerson will be a huge support right back. Dest can't cross at all. Emerson should also come. I think Emerson could be a good scenario for us. If we are kind of thinking about transitioning our midfield, keeping Roberto there as a squad player and then having somebody else come in like an Emerson wouldn't be the worst of things. And then just forget about Roberto ever again as a right back and just kind of move again to a different one. I think that could be the case. And I think that would be a good overall incorporation to our team. I think Emerson would be very good. What else do we have for us today? Oh, you wanted us to talk about Pedri, of course. Pedri and Mariba. So Pedri today was a very interesting... I don't get it like you guys. I don't know why Pedri continues to play every single game. Like, it's kind of unfortunate because Koeman kind of thinks that if he plays his best starting 11, he's going to get to the point where we're going to be able to win every game very easily in the first half and then continue and transition from there, right? You can substitute then Riqui Puig in the second half and all be well and all be okay. But Pedri just seems to be fatigued. He didn't play well the last 2 games. Pedri just looks like he needs to rest. And sometimes these substitutions actually is better for all of us, all of them. Like, if you take Pedri out, Pedri may not get... his confidence may not grow out to the point where he thinks he doesn't have to train as hard, or it doesn't come to the point where Pedri just feels he's an absolute guaranteed starter. Pedri should still be fighting for a position there. And if there's no competition in that position, if there's competition for people like Antoine Griezmann, that are kind of the third highest kind of earner in the team, then there should be some sort of competition for someone like Pedri, for a youngster. And of course, that is something, Koeman, I would love to see you do more of. Like, if you're able to bring in Riqui Puig for the game against Granada, that is what I would do. If it was my team, I would put Riqui Puig instead of Pedri for the game against Granada. Because Pedri hasn't been playing good. That's the first thing. He hasn't been playing good. Like, if you're able to play every single game, or you are kind of guaranteed every single game, and you're going to be continuing playing like that, you have to play amazing every single time. And the last 2 games, he wasn't that good. So, first of all, just like a warning, like, we're putting Riqui Puig here as a warning shot. Pedri, you have to play better. And then also, as you're a manager, you have to contest whatever your player wants to say and substitute him out. Substitute Pedri out, bring in Riqui Puig, let him rest a bit, and then that is where he's going to provide you with his best level. And that is something that Koeman just doesn't do. I don't know what is wrong with Ronald Koeman. Does he think he doesn't have a player for that? Does he think that, I don't know, Riqui Puig is not as good defensively? Does he think that Moriba is just way too physical and not too technical? I don't know. I don't really know. But that is something that Koeman has to take a look at, because we are losing... That's the thing. We are losing a important player thus far for the rest of the season. If we want to have our best players for this last stretch of 6 finals, we are going to need Pedri. And if we are going to need Pedri, that means that we need to rest Pedri, because he's not going to be able to play the last 6 games at the best level. So we need to change that. What else what are your contributions to this, guys? What are your views? Pedri is going to be so relieved when the season ends. Maybe not, because maybe he may be going to the Euros. So Tommy Gunn, he may be playing there. Bashen, my point about Pedri playing every game is that Koeman thinks if he leaves out Pedri for one game, we will lose his form. Yeah, I could see that as well happening with Ronald Koeman, but that's not real. Like, his form right now isn't even that good. So there could be a contention there, an argument to bring in Riqui Puig for Pedri. People hate on Cerro Roberto too much, says Abir Ahmed. He was subbed off for his ability to cross balls accurately and early, which Des still hasn't mastered. That is still something that Roberto does have over Dest. And also, Roberto is far more of a player that likes to incorporate himself into the middle when he's as a carrilero. He will be just extra legs per se, and he's better tracking back than Dest as well is. So, yes, I could see that would be a good substitution on paper. It is. And the thing is that we're not hating Roberto for not, or at least I am not hating Roberto for being brought in. I don't care that. I would bring Roberto as well. It's a good substitution on paper. He can be good in the midfield. There's so many different occasions where he can be an effective player for this team. But he hasn't been living up to that standard as well. I just criticized Pedri. He might not be as good right now, and the same must go to Roberto. He hasn't been playing as good right now. Injury is something that we must be concerned, like Tarek Uni said. Of course, that is something that we must be taking into account whenever we talk about Roberto. So with little spells like this, more so and more so, he's going to be getting back that rhythm. So it's good. People are saying the thumbnail is pixelated. Again, what the hell is going on with my computer, with my life? I'm going to try to reload it again. Let's see if that happens, if that is good. Because honestly, YouTube hates me. Yeah, it's pixelated again. Why? And why is it small? It's like all small for no reason whatsoever. So horrible. Let me change it again. YouTube hates me. YouTube hates me. YouTube hate me. YouTube hate me. They honestly hate me. YouTube hate me. They're like, oh, bro, this guy is so cool that we need to kind of handicap himself. Okay, I'm updating the thumbnail now. Who was that told me that the thumbnail was wrong? Who told me the thumbnail was wrong? Kadem77, can you tell me if it's working now? Should work now. I'm going to reload the page. Let's see if it works. Anyhow, it's fixed, same people. Okay, that's cool. Thoughts on Real Madrid versus Real Betis? The rain hit Real Madrid players' tears. I think Real Madrid... I'm tired. I think Real Madrid are suffering from fatigue as well as a team. Barcelona as a team also looked very tired in this second half. That is something I'm going to give them because they are playing very matches quick and fast, thick and fast, honestly, thin and fast, or however you say it. And Real Madrid as well, like the same. And also Real Madrid are going to be kind of holding up their energy or holding up their energy, saving it up for the semifinal against Chelsea on Tuesday. So of course that also had to come into play, and that doesn't really surprise me that they drew. I actually gave it as a loss in the preview video, but it's good to know that at least they drew and they gave us some points. Bashen saying, what do you think, Buga, do you think Juve will qualify UCL next season? If Napoli and Inter win this week, they'll be ahead of Juve and Juve will be number 5th. Yeah, like in all honesty, Juve are playing bad. They're playing really bad. They drew today against Fiorentina 1-1. Napoli win. They're in 62 points, I think, and they win. They have against Torino. They play Torino tomorrow. 3 points. They beat Torino. Let's say that happens, and now they are 4th. I could see Juventus not qualifying for the UCL, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be up to Napoli, I think. Inter, not so much. If Inter are qualified, I think AC Milan are also qualified. I think it's more on Napoli and Atalanta. If those two teams can continue their form that they've been playing so far, then they should be able to nick the Champions League in front of Juve. Brent Garcia saying, I have a feeling that we'll be seeing Puig in the next game against Granada. I don't like that Koeman said that Barca doesn't train as much, compensating for all games that they're playing. I don't know what you mean in the last comment there. Do you mean that Barca are not training as much? They don't have as many training sessions for the games that we're playing? That could be the case. I also could see Ricky Puig playing, if I'm honest. NJ Flip saying, it would be great year for us if Barca win the double, Feminine wins Champions League, and Barca Basket wins Euro League. Visca Barca. That would be a really, really good way. Why is Barcelona written in the wavy font? Because I always write the away form in the wavy form. It's not for anything. I just write it. I always write the away team in that. So today Barcelona were away, so that's why they are like that. The last game their way Getafe was playing away, so Getafe was in the wavy font. Napoli are 63 points. Okay, yeah. So 3 points they match US 66, I think, or 67. I have absolutely no idea. What do you think of the young performance? He almost scored 2 goals today. Like Jasirski, yeah, at the start of this live stream, we just talked about like 10 minutes straight about De Jong. I think De Jong was an incredible player today, and he continues to show that he deserves the praise of kind of just world recognition. And he ain't going to get that, at least not now, until he wins a Champions League or something like that. Alan Biju saying, what do you think about Ronaldo? I think Ronaldo, it's about time that Ronaldo... look, Juventus can build a team around Ronaldo. That is one thing certain. Just play Ronaldo as a striker. Don't play him as a winger for whatever reason he continues to play like that. It's not good. Play him as a striker. I think that is the best way that you can kind of compensate for his deficiencies that are right now kind of covering space, because just he's 36 years old, right? 35. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, he still can be a good player, can be a goal scorer. He's the most successful player alongside Messi and others, you know? So, of course, there's going to be a chance for Ronaldo to continue playing like that, but then we need to kind of compensate for that and build the team around him, but I'm not sure Pirlo is going to do that. What do you think mainly was at fault for the Villarreal goal, says Amluya Ready? I think that is mainly due to the slip from Jordi Alba. I honestly think that slip was god-awful, and that actually cost us a goal. Piqué could have been faster on the interception. My father said that as well. My dad said that Piqué could have done better in the interception. I'm not too sure about that, but could be the case. But Chukwueze honestly had an amazing run. He's fast. He always takes good decisions. He's a great player. Great with both feet. Like a Dembele. Very similar to Dembele. Karam7 saying, what are your thoughts on the tackle on Messi that led to the red card? It looked very aggressive on his ankles, but Messi kept going. Yeah, indeed, 100%. Like, it was very aggressive. It was a direct red card. No problem with that. I think that was the case. So good to go. Advid Bode saying, thoughts on Pedri as CDM because he ain't attacking that much. Yeah, that is something. He ain't really like the CDM. He's more of the midfielder now, just like the typical midfielder. And De Jong is being the one pushing further forward. Before it was Pedri linking up with Messi. Now it's more De Jong. I don't really see too much of a problem with that. They can alternate different roles because they're not similar players, but they both have the understanding of the game as sharp as that. So they're able to understand which position they need to play. But mainly Pedri is not as active or as energetic as he was before, I think, because of his way of playing now, and that is playing fatigue, not playing as good. Brent Garcia says, yes, I agree, but Lenglet, Jordi Alba, and Piqué could have prevented the goal. Yeah, like I just said. Overlord King says, did you hear that Fati's recovery has stagnated? The third surgery is imminent. If that's true, that's horrible. That is really horrible. Yes, Yerski says, I love how Madrid fans try to argue that Figueros didn't deserve a red. He deserved a red. And it's Trigueros, not Figueros. Trigueros. That was such a horrible red card, if we're honest. Abir Ahmed says, Koeman has reportedly training the starters not as intensely as required due to fear of not getting them fatigue. What's your opinion on this? I don't see too much problem with it, especially because you need to manage that. But that is not the best way I would like to manage it if we're actually talking about that is not the best way you could manage that. You could manage that in games. You could manage that like inside the actual match, substitute more, make the right substitutions. You could do that better. Like in the 5-2, there could have been much different substitutions. And Koeman don't do that. Koeman just stays with the starter players for almost a full 90 minutes. So that is something that we need to change indeed. People are saying that, like on Twitter, I read a guy saying, waiting for the day Real Madrid get gifts like that and Getafe's on goal. Dude, Getafe's on goal and the mistake about and the mistake today from Juan Foyth. But Real Madrid get mistakes all the freaking time. Like, they get mistakes against Liverpool from Trent. They get mistakes from Atalanta. They get mistakes in the most important games of the season. Like, that you cannot be Real Betis, that's not the problem of not getting yourself a mistake. Like, sometimes you also have to make the mistake happen. And Real Madrid ain't doing that. What else? Puig, Busquets, midfield with Dembele, Grisou, and Messi up top versus Granada. That could be the case, but I think we would see one extra midfielder there. Maybe Moriba plays from the get-go. Ibatis, Ibtijas, I don't know. I'm just going to call you Islam. Islam says, bit of topic, but what happened to our links to Tagliafico? Now we're considering Gaia and or Grimaldo. I think that's honestly the good move. Like Tagliafico, I really like Tagliafico overall, but Gaia or Grimaldo, they're younger, so I wouldn't be that kind of nervous about not getting Tagliafico. Overlord King saying, were you scared when Messi stayed down? 100%. I was really scared. I thought that Messi was out. I really thought it was out. Alan Biju saying, would you trade Messi for Haaland and Mbappe? Nope. Bernard Luis saying, we were just lucky against Villarreal, but we get 3 important points. What do you think if Pedri will start against at the moment? What? We were just lucky against Villarreal, but we got 3 important points. Those 3 important points are very important points. Those are winning championship, winning La Liga title sort of 3 points. And by the way, it's still 0-0 between Manchester City and Tottenham. I have it here on the second screen, which is just the tablet, like I told you, and it's still 0-0. Buga, will you change your La Liga prediction of winner? No, I won't change it. I think it's hard for Barcelona to win it. I think that if we win and beat Atletico, that could be a great, massive boost. But predictions can change, you know? They change always. Opinions change all the time. When is the Super League video coming out? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't scripted yet. I maybe need to change the narrative because I was going to do one. But it will still come out. It will still come out. Did the match finish? What? City Tottenham? No, it's still not finished. It's 67th minute. I think Messi will still leave. Hopefully no. I think Messi will stay now. Kumar saying, how the hell can anyone still rate Messi not being physically good? That guy ruled El Clásico during Mourinho era, and now this type of tackles. I like that statement. I like that. Leon Forrester saying, so what do you think we should do with Junior Firpo then, Buga? I think Junior Firpo could be sold. If the links don't happen and we don't end up signing anyone, keep Junior Firpo. I have no problem with Junior Firpo. I like Junior Firpo. I think he's okay. He could be doing incredibly well here. Like in this lineup, he could do well in the back three. Or not in the back three, like in the carrileros when we are playing a back three. So I wouldn't be that mistaken. Look at this league. Yeah, look at the league right now. We have Atletico Madrid with 73 points, Real Madrid with 71, Barcelona with 71 and 1 game less, and Sevilla with 67. If Barcelona win their next game against Granada on Thursday, we will go up to 74 points. Then Atletico Madrid will, if they win against I don't know who, they will go up to 76 points. It's all up to play, honestly. It's all up to play. Like if Barcelona are able to beat Atletico Madrid, I think we win the title. I think that's the case. Like we have to win every single game until that point. We have to stay in the race until that point, until the point where we have the opportunity to beat Atletico Madrid. I think that is the important thing. I think that is the moment where we have to make that happen, you know? So yeah. We have to stay that. We have to stay on top of it until May the 8th. What do you think of Alexander Isak coming to Barca? I think Alexander Isak is a very good player. I think he's a very good player and he will potentially arrive someday if we don't get Haaland, we don't get Depay or Agüero or whatnot. Yeah, that's the case. Overlord King saying, well, would you sell or keep Griezmann this season? I think it all depends about who are we able to sign. Like if we have the possibility to sign Haaland 100%, get Griezmann out and bring Haaland in. That's the thing. But if not, just keep Haaland. And honestly, if Messi leaves, then keep Griezmann. Because Griezmann-Haaland is going to be a good combination. Haaland-Messi is going to be a good combination. Haaland-Messi and Griezmann, that is where I think it will not be a good combination. So think about what we're going to do. If we don't sign Haaland, keep Griezmann. If Messi leaves, keep Griezmann. If Messi stays and Haaland comes, sell Griezmann. If Haaland comes and Messi leaves, then keep Griezmann, you know? If Agüero comes, I think if Agüero comes, I think Agüero will mostly be kind of like a super sub or like a player that will come in for important matches. I don't think Agüero would play every single game. Personally, I would like Depay over Agüero. I think Depay is the signing that Barcelona needs the most. Like Agüero do need Barcelona do need a finisher, and Agüero would make sense. But I would like Depay over Agüero, if you know what I mean. So if I'm thinking with my heart, I'm gonna go Depay. But I'm thinking with my brain, I'm gonna go Agüero. And I most of the time just think with my heart, so I'm gonna go for Depay. Did I miss something? Says Brad Hamada. Why the sub of Ardest? I think it's mostly Brad because Koeman wanted to change some things. Ooh, Sterling here on the counterattack. Oh, that's a miss. That's a miss from Gundogan. Gundogan was it? Yeah, Gundogan. So still 0-0 for Tottenham and City. 70 minutes gone now. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous for the game against Valencia away. The Valencia game could be very, very similar to this one. That will be very similar to this one. Karim77 says, please, we need a BugaLuis Stock FCB collaboration. That would be mind-blowing, man. That's not up to me. That's not up to me. There are so many people that will want to collaborate with Stock FCB. So if you really want that to happen, it's up. You have to tell him. Like, there's not much I can do from my point. Abir Hamid saying, should we go after Yusuf Mukuku instead of Haaland? We're going to get after the wrong Dortmund prodigy. No, I think Haaland is better than Yusuf Mukuku. Psychic says GRIEZMANN dances better than the Villarreal guy. Who's the Villarreal guy? His predictions is Jinx thing. What predictions? My predictions? My predictions, we had the Jinx curse. But apparently we broke it against Atletico Bilbao. So we finally broke it. We won a cup. So I'm still going to predict against Atletico Madrid. We actually beat the curse. I cannot believe we actually beat the curse. I'm so happy we actually did because it was annoying me. It was annoying me. It was really annoying that people were like, oh no, the curse. People are going to be saying it whenever we lose, oh, the curse is back, the curse is back. But it's good to have at least these kind of jokes between us, you know. We have that happening. Bayern Munich beat Chelsea for the first leg of the UCL for the women's side. And yeah. So I think the final, honestly, could be Barcelona-Chelsea. Because I think Chelsea is still better than Bayern Munich, the females team. I think Chelsea's team is pretty good. They got Sam Kerr, which is an absolute beast. And the Swedish girl, the Swedish player, which I have no idea what her name is, but I know she's good. The goalkeeper is also pretty good. I hope Spurs win the cup. City needs to win. Kukuhu. What do you think of Nabil Fekir? I think Nabil Fekir is a good player, but he's good. Like there, he's good. He's a good player, but I wouldn't want him at Barca. I think the time for him to get him has gone by. Like I wouldn't get him anymore. I wouldn't seek him, although there has been some links before. How long are we talking already? 37 minutes. I'm thinking honestly to cut it short, guys, because I kind of want to watch the last few minutes of the Carabao Cup. And I need to get working on a new video because I made a video about lineups and I want to edit the video about lineups. And yep. So just some few more questions, guys, and we're going to be leaving this live stream. Do you think Chukwueze can play for Barca? Yes, but we already have a player very similar to him in Dembele, so there's no point. Fer saying UCL without Barca Madrid, Seferin will have to go to the street and beg for viewers. UCL will probably lose lose a lot of sponsors. 100%. That is why I think the Super League will still happen, and no matter what, the World Cup will still happen, because there's no way in hell that like Coca-Cola is gonna allow for a World Cup to be played without like Messi and Ronaldo, you know. Will we use the free back formation for next season? That is something I'm gonna be talking about in the next video where we're gonna be discussing lineups, the next episode. So indeed. Maybe we could play that. Champions League prediction video says 8744. No Champions League prediction. I'm thinking maybe doing some reaction videos like this ones for the Champions League. Maybe we could do something like that. That could be interesting. I don't know if you guys would watch that. I could do like videos like this for the Champions League. I think that could be interesting. Random says Brian Garcia, but anyone miss Paulinho? I miss Paulinho. Paulinho was a good player. And final question from H. Tresha says, what do you think about Andre Silva instead of Haaland? He's cheaper and performing good season. Yeah, Andre Silva, that's a player I've been seeing so far. I saw some highlights the other day. I literally just woke up and was like, you know what? I want to watch Andre Silva. And I watched all his goals so far this season for Frankfurt, and they're good goals. They're good goals, like Haaland's goals. They're good goals. And Andre Silva would be a player I would be looking towards. I would like Andre Silva more than someone like Alexander Isak, for instance. I think he will be better fitted for this team. But still, if you have the possibility to sign Haaland, that will be different. You know, that is just different. That's a different caliber. So indeed, just so different. And final FCB10 saying, when will the lineup video be up? It will be up hopefully Monday. So tomorrow, hopefully up. It will be tomorrow up. That will be my kind of aim that I want to make it tomorrow or Tuesday max. But tomorrow, hopefully I can make it happen. I think tomorrow I can make it happen. So yes, indeed, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this. And well, actually I have one more question that it looks good from Islam. Any sneak peek ideas on what we can expect from the engine room, says Islam? Well, we are already on the work very nicely. We are going to be having a documentary made about some controversial topics of football. We're going to be having the podcast like always. And yeah, it's just coming up very nicely. And it's just going to be a channel on YouTube, on Twitter. You're going to be seeing us everywhere. And it's going to be allowing you guys to participate of the engine room and always watch different things. So for instance, the previews for UCL and all of that will be on the engine room. Things like that are going to be on the engine room. So it's going to be good. The engine room is a brand that is being developed by me and Pablo from Barca Universal, and it's looking very nice. It's looking very nice. You're going to get a lot of things from the engine room, and I hope that you like it as well. So yes, indeed, guys. See you in the next